Hey folks, thank you so much for having registered for the upcoming webinar. I'm so excited to teach you a lot of good stuff that actually makes you money online. Now, before we even get there, that training is coming up in either a few days or today, depending on the date that you registered. So make sure that you check your email for the links to register. Now, in today's video though, I want to give you some pre-training so that you understand how valuable this information is. And here's my personal promise. If you learn this module and you implement this module, you can be making money by this weekend. That's how fast it works, folks. Now, better yet, if you enjoy the module training that you're going to learn today, right now, you are going to love. You're simply going to love the training you're going to learn on that webinar. So without further ado, let's get started. Today, I want to talk to you about this method I call the arbitrage method. That's right, folks. It's called the arbitrage method. And in this video, I want to show you the two-pronged method. Not one, but two-pronged method to do what I call a service arbitrage. But firstly, you need to understand about the arts market here, right? People love customized arts. They love portraits for themselves, especially for the wedding market. People who are just about to get married, people who just got married and wants to do a honeymoon painting, people who has a family or a newborn in the family and they want to commemorate the whole occasion, not just by using cheap photographs, but oil paintings. Like they say, a photograph can last you maybe 10, 20 years before they fade off into obscurity, but an oil painting can last forever. Think about the paintings from the 16th century, 15th century, Michelangelo, right? And that kind of stuff. And people would spend money for this type of things as well. And so these portraits, these oil painting portraits, which I'm going to show you some examples about in a while, can be sold for anywhere between $500 to a glorious $700 depending on the size. But the problem is, realistic looking portraits are expensive to be painted, but less realistic ones are much cheaper to be painted in China. I personally use artists in Shenzhen, particularly called a Tafen oil painting village, and I'm going to show you in a while how it looks like. Now, here's the opportunity, and I want to take a piece of paper and pen and write this down because this is going to be the best lesson you're going to learn all week long, okay? So go to Fiverr.com and get a mock-up version done for only $30. Let's take a look. I want to bring you behind the scenes and show you the real practical stuff without just showing you the theory. So for example, as you can see over here, I'm on Fiverr, and when you're on Fiverr, make sure that you type in something called family portrait. And you can scroll down, you can see these guys over here, they can do a funny family portrait for $15. This is really cool. I'm going to get this done for my own family. Disney style family portrait from photos that is only $30. You can get a Disney style. You could be Frozen, you could be Pocahontas, you could be Mowgli, whatever you want, right guys? And then you could also do what I call a superhero portrait. This one's quite cool, a family oil painting portrait. This one's quite cool. Or you could even do this Disney style again. This is really cool as well. But I think you get what I'm trying to say, right? You take a realistic photograph and you can get it changed to a portrait style photograph for only $5 all the way to $25 or $40 depending on who's doing it and what style you're doing it. So that's the opportunity. Now, here's where the money making is then made. Let me just go back to my PowerPoint slides over here so you understand fully about what I'm trying to tell you over here, right? So you go to Fiverr, you get a mock-up version done for your customers for less than $30. And then you go to Alibaba.com. Now, if you don't know what Alibaba.com is, you are probably living under the rock. So get out of that rock and go and look at what Alibaba.com does. Basically, Alibaba.com, what it does, it allows you to source for suppliers who can supply whatever it is that you want to sell. Not just products, but for services as well. So what I would do is that I will then go to Alibaba.com. Let me go there right now. And that's where I am right now. And you type in Alibaba.com something that says portrait painting. And I want you to take a look at how cheap it really is. It's between $5.88 to $35 each. Now, if you don't want those guys, you can also get a quality portrait oil painting from photo. Come on, hold on, give me a sec. All right, there you go. From $62 to $68, that's nothing. You can also get some of the more expensive guys depending on who you're working with. High quality woman portrait oil painting, that's $100 and so on. But I hope you see where the arbitrage opportunity really is. The idea is for you to spend only $30 with one of these guys here and then send this mock-up over to Alibaba.com and get it done for anywhere between $35 to $100, which brings me back to the PowerPoint slide on where we were just now. And then take a look at this. You are then able, write this down, right? You are then able to charge the end consumer, right, whoever it is in Asia or in Singapore or whatever, about $500 to $700. That is the going price. In fact, some art galleries charge them thousands of dollars. So you being able to charge them only $500 is actually a savings for them. And what you get is you get to pocket about $400 profits in difference just to be a digital middleman. This is the new digital frontier and opportunity where you can become what I call a digital broker or a digital middleman. Now here's a tip, right? Before you do this, you always you want to collect a 50% deposit from the customer. Why? Because if you're charging them $600, you collect your $300 upfront, you have pretty much covered all your costs and some. You make some profits, and then when you deliver, the rest is upon delivery and approval from the customer, you then collect the rest of the money, right? Which means to say by then you would pocket about $400 profits in difference. But what I like about this, if you're watching this right now, is that people like to recommend their friends. I've had people buying oil paintings from me and recommended like 10, 15 different customers. Sometimes corporate, CEOs likes to get their portraits done and so on because of ego or whatever, and they end up buying a lot of paintings from me. Great model you can do over here. Now, you're probably wondering at this point right now, how do you find customers? You don't have an art gallery, that's fine. You use good old Facebook ads. Don't use Facebook to just gossip. Don't just use Facebook to just look at cute kittens or dogs being afraid to climb down trees or whatever. There is a monetization part of Facebook that you're probably not aware of. But now that you're aware of it, you have responsibility, you have power. But like I say, with power comes responsibility, good old Spider-Man. Now, what you want to do, guys, is that you want to target people, and Facebook allows you to do that. You can target people who are just married, so these are the honeymooners, or about to marry or engaged, that's for wedding portraits, or having an anniversary soon, a guilty husband who haven't bought much flowers, he might want to get this done for his wife, or perhaps even people who have newborns in their family, so they want to be able to celebrate it or as a gift for baby showers and so on. So ladies and gentlemen, Facebook's amazing. We are living in perhaps the best time ever in the history of mankind, in one of the best places ever with the lowest taxes ever to really strike it rich, right? You are sitting on a gold mine, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys will take advantage of the knowledge that I've shared with you guys here today. So what you want to do, obviously, is that if you like this webinar, you will then learn a lot more on the live webinar that's happening. And I go through dozens more ways that you can actually make money online. And you never have to rely on a boss, a family member, your spouse, or anyone else. Because let's face it, right? The journey into entrepreneurship can be lonely and not everyone wants to support you. That's fine. I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to succeed with or without their support. Because guess what? You've got to do it all alone sometimes. That's okay. Excited yet? Check your email. Get the links to get started. And then I really look forward to being able to meet you on this live webinar to answer your questions live and give you a lot more business models that will allow you to finally add some zeros to the end of your bank account. Again, if you enjoyed this, remember to share this, implement this, and I look forward to seeing you on this live webinar. Adios.